This is Lady B. Walk on. So, last night I did a live video regarding the Vybz Cartel case, and I didn't want to wait too long to do another video. Today, today was day 5, today was day 5 of the hearings to see whether or not there'll be a retrial. However, what I saw happen was that they push it back and have an additional day, right? So there's an additional day. I think that day is going to be June. It's gonna be Tuesday. All right. So once again, welcome to the live. This is Lady B. Remember, press the like button once you jump in. Oh, you do the poll. I'm thinking that I want to do a poll. I'll do that later on in the video. But anyway, let me start off with this article, and this one is from the Gleaner. So just a recap on what happened. We had 5 days, or there was 5 days for the prosecution and the defendant to give their reasons or to give their arguments along with evidence to the judge to, see whether or not Vybz Cartel and the co-accused will get a retrial or will they be free. So if you see the title, I learned today that, well, it will come further down in these articles. So it's about 4 or 5 updated articles, so I'm gonna go through them. And there's also some other stuff that's going on in Jamaica, in Hanover in particular, that I want to touch on, because it's kind of sad. But anyway, let's get to this part. So the Court of Appeal panel hearing the Vybz Cartel retrial matter has received a report from the Supreme Court showing that the 2 cases have been sent back. 2 cases have been sent back for retrial in the Home Circuit Court since 2018. So remember, they were talking about the time limit or the time factor. If this, if this case is for retrial, what would be the retrial date? So now they're saying, in 2018, there has been 2 cases that need to be retried, and they have not yet been retried. So, basically, they are MURDE, or murder matters, set back for retrial in 2022 and 2023. No trial dates have been fixed. So they were supposed to be retried 2022, 2023, and it hasn't been done. Justice Marvin McDonald Bishop disclosed Friday morning the accused persons remain in custody. So remember, there was a question as to if there's gonna be a retrial, what are the dates that are available? And they're saying from 2018, that's how much years ago? 6 years ago? 6 years ago, there were 2 cases that was set for retrial last year, and the year before they have not been retried. And those persons are still in custody. And that is what the justice shared, all right? The report also indicates that the judge alone criminal matters are now set for 2025. Oh my goodness. While jury cases are at late 2026. So basically what is going to happen is, if there's going to be a retrial, then this case is going to have to push all the way back to 2026. The report says that there's a system to give priority to cases. Also, basically, they're saying that if this case decides to be retried, they would probably prioritize it. I don't know. So that's what I'm getting from my interpretation of the whole thing. The Court of Appeal requested the information on Monday to help assess whether or not it will make sense to order the entertainer Vybz Cartel and 3 of his co-accused to be retried for the case. Well, Retrial, go and big up yourself. All right. So remember yesterday when I was doing the live, there was a discussion as to how many cases are there that need to be retried. What is the status of that? So this basically gives the judge a little insight as to the situation. Meanwhile, the prosecution has asked the Court of Appeal to take notice that despite heavy global attention, criminal trials proceedings in cases involving, and they refer to Bill Cosby and some other persons. So they're saying they should kind of look into those cases and see, I don't know, probably to see similarities. So there was a retrial recently ordered for one of the Weinstein cases. All right. Prosecutor Janet Forbes has argued that the cases were allowed to continue because it is in the interest of justice. So they were referring to those other cases, the Bill Cosby case and the other person case. So in relation to the Vybz Cartel case, he accepted that there has been heightened publicity, and yes, we know that because of the status of Vybz Cartel, right? There's a heightened publicity. Even this afternoon, me watch the Fox 5 News, me go play it in another video here, if you don't see it yet. Alright? There's been heightened publicity, but he insisted that it's not fatal to a fair trial. So they're coming up with so many different reasons why having a retrial is not gonna affect the outcome. Like, they're saying the publicity is not gonna affect the outcome. They're referring to other cases that was retried in the interest of justice. So they're doing everything they can to come up with arguments to convince the judge to have a retrial. This is what the judge said. Justice McDonald Bishop raised questions about the length of the Cosby case. The Weinstein and Pistorius spent in custody. So the length of time they spent in custody before the cases were resolved. She said, for comparison, parallels must be drawn and each case must turn on its own facts. All right? So that's what the Justice McDonald Bishop is saying. So they're saying that, oh, these cases have been retried and all of that or whatever. However, let us look at the timeline. What's the timeline? How long have they spent in custody before the whole thing was resolved? Kartel, who's given, okay, this is just a review of how we get here. So let me read it anyway. Kartel, for the purpose of those persons who are just watching this for the first time, let me read this part. Kartel, whose given name is Adija Palmer. Sean Stamp. Say all along me I call him my name wrong. I say Sean Stamp, but I was always saying Sean Stamp, but I know that. No, none of my viewers them never correct me. I don't understand. Sean Stamp Campbell, Kahira Jones. Kahira Jones are the one who say him not get no punani, he can't get no front in the lock up. He can't get no front, he can't make no pit, he can't make no pitney and them. So, and also it was shocking because that was taken into consideration. The judge did not throw out that at all. So, Anyway, Andre St. John, all these four were handed down life sentences in April 2014 for the 2011 dashing away of Clive Lizard Williams, and in this event they have not found the body of Clive Williams, just like how they not found the body of Donaldson. Alright, so March 14, 2024, the UK-based Privy Council overturned the convictions on the grounds of juror misconduct. Right? It is the trial judge who have dismissed tainted juror Livingston Kane. Okay, so they're saying the trial judge should have dismissed Livingston Kane, but they did not. And you know whose fault it was? It was the fault of the DPP, because in a previous article way back in March when I did a live, in the article, it was her idea. It was her idea to allow all of that, because basically she was saying the judge was asking their input, and basically she said, go ahead, use the tainted juror, whatever consequence happen after that, we will handle it. So this is why we get here. This is why we're here now. And I'm thinking that's probably one of the reasons why they're fighting so hard to have Vybz Cartel and the co-accused or co-appellants retried, because they know they're wrong in the first place. So they're trying to probably save face, and those are my opinions. This little part. All right. So the Privy Council did not free the men. What they did, they sent it right back a yard. According to Sir P, they send it back to Ironman. They send it right back to Ironman for Ironman deal with the case. All right, so that is the reason why we are here right now, and that is my first article. So basically, just to do a little recap, they're saying that you have some cases that are already set for that already need to be retried from 2018, and no date has been set. So a new case now for retrial is gonna be pushed back beyond 2026. But these people are saying, look here now, no, we can give priority to this case. So they are doing everything they can. So in case there's a retrial, they're saying, okay, yes, we can do a retrial because this will happen, that will happen. And also in an article, which I'll probably see it later on, where they were saying that, listen, if we have a retrial, or if they get a retrial, then Vybz Cartel can get out on bail so that he can do his surgery to correct his heart issues. So because right now, based on medical evidences, his heart is only working 50%. It's like right now that phone battery they are 46%, so it's not even 50%. So it's like half and half. He's half in, half out. I don't like how that sound, but he's half in, half out. A one heart the man have. It's not like say when you have two kidney, you know, so you can live off of one kidney and live a real good life and stuff. Or somebody can give you a kidney, but in this instant, he has one heart, and only 50% of the heart is handling the entire body. You understand? So with that being said, they're saying, well, make him go a retrial. If him do a retrial, we will make him go get medical attention, strong him up, give him medical attention, make him do his surgery, strong him up for the retrial. Anyway, make we move on to the next article, because as I say, I have 4 of them I have. And I'm gonna go through them one by one. This one is similar to the one we just read. Right. So yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Let's get to another article to see what this are going. Okay, so this is a lawyer that argues the retrial of Vybz Cartel co-accused will be a waste of taxpayer dollars. And there was another part of an article where they said that the prosecution said that, well, the dependents are complaining about, oh, financially they cannot handle another retrial, but they're saying, oh, we can provide assistance for you. You know, like when some people get locked up and they say, well, if you do not have a lawyer, one will be provided for you. I guess it's a similar situation. So basically they're saying money is not a factor. Now they're also saying health is not a factor for the retrial, because once the retrial is granted, they will give him bail so that he can go get his surgery. So, you know, as I said before, they're trying to come up with every scenario where there should be a retrial. Like, they're basically saying there's no excuses. Money should be an excuse. Health shouldn't be an excuse. They're saying publicity should not be an excuse, because look how the Bill Cosby case was public, but still he had a trial and all of that. And we know how the case worked out after he'd been locked up for a little while. All right, so lawyer argues retrial of Vybz Cartel co-accused would be waste of taxpayers' money, because you know, say, at the state I go pay, and the state is pretty much taxpayers' money. Let me put here what this I say quick and fast. I hope say not too low.
Be committed, as we have said in open court. I have heard on the basis that time has expired so long. Men have been in custody for 13 years, and we want the court to consider that factor and the special circumstances of this case.
So he's basically saying, and this is what the lawyer name? John Clark. This is say he said this, and I'm gonna read the article as well, but I'm just gonna explain this first. He's basically saying that the fact that they've been locked up for 13 years, they should consider that when they're thinking about retrial.
Including the ordeal that men have suffered, and also the more than 774 Jamaicans who are before the Home Circuit Court or waiting on their day in court and who may have their matter pushed back just to facilitate this matter.
Wow.
We say it's not fair for those persons, some of whom are in custody, to have their matter pushed back, and at some time, especially bear in mind how complex this matter was and how expensive.
Can you hear it, guys?
Taxpayers.
Ram, let me check to save me life.
We, having considered all the factors, engage state resources, scarce state resources to deal with a situation like this, bear in mind that it's the taxpayers who ultimately will pay for everything. I find that statement very concerning, because ultimately I remember reading and hearing about stories of what happened in certain countries, in this country, whereby because the state doesn't have money for ventilation, they have babies who are dying. And we recall the amount of Jamaicans who are in custody waiting for their days to have their trial, and trial can't continue because of scarce resources in relation to courtroom, etc. And when one recalls the call that the Court of Appeal has been making for years for resources to ensure that they can hear matter in a timely manner, and one wonders what is meant by the statement just pay for it, because the state is you who is home. The state.
Yes, so basically, it's the same thing I just said earlier or yesterday. The state is the people. They're the ones who are going to pay for this. You know, that's taxpayers' money. And they hardly can pay teachers. Teachers have to leave Jamaica. Majority of teachers have to leave Jamaica to to go to other countries to work so that they can live a better life. Also nurses, and hospitals are in deplorable condition. Cornwall Regional Hospitals don't have no bed, and other scenario that's going on in the country. So, that's a big factor where they want to say, okay, the state will pay for this, but there are other things that's important as well, So anyway, make me read the article and dig down in it. Kingston, Jamaica. Attorney John Clark, that was the one who was speaking a while ago, argued on Friday that pursuing a retrial of the Clive Lizard Williams case, MURDER case, will be a waste of taxpayers' money because there are hundreds, I think him says 774, hundreds of Jamaicans and other victims waiting their turn to have their matters heard in court. And then earlier, remember in the previous article, the judge explained that there was 2 cases that was to be retried from 2018, and all know they not try yet, Clark, who represents Kahira Jones, that's the same one who said not get no punani, one of the accused men whose case is being argued in the Vybz Cartel retrial, hearing currently before the Court of Appeals, said. So this is what the lawyer is saying. 700 cases are waiting trial. He just said that in the Home Circuit Court, and would be a disservice. It would be a disservice to those people because their cases would be pushed back and they will stay longer in jail. We are saying, this is what he said, the retrials essentially should not be committed, as we have said, it in open court. And you heard on the basis that time has expired so long, so they spent 13 years in jail already, then they're gonna have to wait some more for the retrial, even though they claim that, the Vybz Cartel will get bail, but I don't, to address his health issue. But did they say the others will get bail too? Because the others did not come up with any health issue, right? I know Kahira said he can't get no punani, so that probably would be an issue. So, but what about the others? What are their reasons why they will get bail? Because they don't have a health issue. And those are just my questions. So anyway, the lawyer was speaking to reporters on Friday, that is today, earlier today, after the conclusion of the fifth day, today is the fifth day, in the scheduled 5-day hearing in the appeal matter involving incarceration dancehall star Kartel. And this is just, a repetition, but for those persons who are probably watching the live for the first time, watching me for the first time, then you'll have a basic idea of what's going on. And anytime, wherever you catch the video, then you will still have an understanding of what's going on. So I don't mind repeating these things. So Vybz Cartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, and his other co-accused fellow DJ, Sean Storm Campbell, and Andre St. John. Me never wrong. That one I say Sean Storm Campbell, so it look like they left off the end on the other article. The defense attorney went on to argue how fair it would be to have taxpayers fund this one matter, which has already proven to be expensive and complicated when there are a number of other things that the scarce state resources could be used for. Scarce state resources. Anyway, basically he's saying that these resources that they want to use to fund the retrial could be used for other stuff, which make a lot of sense to me. Ultimately, I remember reading and hearing stories of what happened in the country whereby because the state doesn't have enough money for ventilation. So this is him giving some other supporting arguments as to why the retrial should not happen. They need the money for ventilation for babies who are, DYING, and other Jamaicans who are still waiting to have their trials. They can't continue because they don't have enough resources in the courtroom, right? And he also said he recalls the calls the Court of Appeal has been making for years for resources to ensure that they can hear matters in a timely manner. So all these things they are asking for. However, all of a sudden, no, we can't find money to do this. We will do that. We will do that. You understand me? I say? So these are his arguments. He further went on to say, we say it's not fair for those persons, some of whom are in custody, to have their matter pushed back. And that sometimes, especially bearing in mind how complex the matter was and how expensive it would be for the taxpayers, that it's not fair that we, having considered all the factors, engage scarce state sources to deal with a situation. So they already don't have resources. Things are already scarce. However, they're still pushing to get a retrial under these circumstances. So he's arguing against these things, like, these should not be happening because there are other needy things that need to be addressed with these resources versus using it for retrial. Vybz Cartel and his co-accused were convicted in September 2011. And I'm not going to read all of that because that's basically repetition. And as I said, let me know what you guys think so far. I did a poll yesterday and I had 56% of persons saying that they're thinking there'll be a retrial, while while 40 something percent said bail. No, I don't know if we do the poll. I don't know if we go to do the poll unless we can't do it on the iPad. Or me can't do it on the iPad. Ciao. Anyways, moving on. I need some water. Alright, so this other article talk about the constitutional breach. This talks about constitutional breach. May I give me have no water near me? Anyway, the Crown requests retrial despite the constitutional breach or the likely constitutional breach. So we're going to get down into the article here. The office of the DPP, because we know say DPP I push everything. Please like up the live, guys. Like up the live, share the live, and thank you guys for your support. The office of the DPP has asked the Court of Appeal to order a retrial. And that's why we're here. They want a retrial. They want a retrial. The DPP, the office of the DPP want a retrial despite all the other scenario that was outlined. Okay? So today, day 5, they will come back, put everything on the table on Tuesday of next week. So Tuesday is the 18th. Monday is the 17th, which is my birthday. And I'm taking birthday gifts. So my cash app, let me pin my cash app. I'm going to pin my cash app. $ Ladybeofficial. I'm taking birthday gifts. I'm a Gemini. Okay, so let's get back to the article at hand. The Office of the DPP, Department of Public Prosecution, asked for retrial. Despite conceding the constitutional rights of the men that are likely to be breached as a result of that order. So it's like two ways. If there's a retrial, their constitutional rights will be breached, right? The prosecution made the concession as it closed 2 days arguments before the appellant court. All right? The matter is being heard by Justice McDonald Bishop. These are the 3 sets of judges. Justice McDonald Bishop, Paulette Williams, and David Fraser. It wasn't the first time the prosecution was conceded that the men's right to fair trial in a reasonable time would be breached by the order of a retrial. So they already do 13 years in prison. And if there's going to be a retrial, then the reasonable time factor, that's what would cause their constitution to be breached. But this time the team from the DPP acknowledged that the concession was a hurdle to the retrial order they were seeking from the Court of Appeal. Prosecutor Lorian Tugwell acknowledged the difficulty the prosecution faced soon after getting to her feet. So if you notice there's a difficulty, that is probably giving you an idea that you probably should not be wanting a retrial so bad. Justice McDonald Bishop commended Tugwell for her frank admission, pointing out that the prosecution needed to prove to the court that the acknowledged breach of the men's constitutional rights was justified over the Charter of Rights. So yes, and that is one thing that I realized, that they actually acknowledged or admitted that the men's rights were breached, their constitutional rights were breached. So now the justice is asking them they're asking them to justify the breach. Why was the breach done? The justice noted that the prosecution would need to prove the justification with evidences, so not just word of mouth. They had to have evidences, valid evidences, to show that the breach was justified. All right. Justice McDonald Bishop pointed out that the clock started ticking. We love the justice here, you see, man. Started ticking on the men having a fair trial in the reasonable time after they were charged in 2011. So once they charged in 2011, you know what I think though? Let me pause on that. I think that they did not realize that Vybz Cartel and his co-accused, along with the whole team, would be pushing this so far. I think they would just thought they would let it go and they would just stay there in prison and serve their time. So I think this is a wake-up call for these people, because they didn't realize that these the defendant would be, you know, pushing the case this far, especially when they reach Privy Council. They'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know that they would be doing all this and all of that. So I think this was a wake-up call for the system. So Justice McDonald Bishop pointed out that the clock was ticking since 2011. So once the men charged 2011, that's when the time factor start. She said it would be incorrect to believe the starting point was March 2024. So why would the prosecution believe that the starting point was March 2024? That is my question. So they are thinking that, oh, the starting point is March 2024 when the Privy Council overturned their convictions. Tropical rainstorms, Caribbean. What's up? Welcome to the channel. In response, prosecutor Togwell noted that acquittal or dismissal of the case should be seen by the Court of Appeal as a last resort option. In other words, this probably shouldn't even be, it shouldn't even reach the Court of Appeal. Anyway, that is my thought. What do you guys think? She said dismissing the case should only be an option in exceptional circumstances where a fair trial was completely out of the question. So that's what the prosecutor, that's what they are saying. Walk on. That's what they are saying. That's what they are saying. So they're trying to come up with scenarios why, you know, they're to probably support their choice of a retrial. The prosecution maintains that the fair trial for Kartel and his co-accused was still a strong possibility if the case is sent back for a retrial. Let me read that again. The prosecution maintained that the fair trial for Kartel and his co-accused was still a strong possibility if the case is sent back to retrial. Was still a strong possibility, but that doesn't mean that it will be a strong possibility of the fair trial, you know, because we have to take into consideration different things, evidences, including physical evidences and witnesses. During the morning session of the Friday's hearing, prosecutor Janet Forbes told the three-judge panel that sufficient safeguards existed to manage any risk that the pretrial publicity may cause. I wonder how him should I explain that some more. So the prosecutor Forbes told the three-judge panel that sufficient safeguards existed to manage any risk that the pretrial may cause, the publicity risk. I don't know. Forbes urged the Court of Appeal to trust that an empaneled jury would take their oath seriously and will not be unduly influenced. Tell me about that. So he's trying to convince the court that he can find jury who will not be influenced by the publicity of this case. He also said despite the high publicity of the case, the judges should look at other high-profile matters in coming to their decision. And this is another article which they refer to other cases like the Bill Cosby case. But I mean, I don't know what to tell them because this is a totally different matter. In closing the prosecution case, Togwell told the court that it was because the prosecutors how them a try fool. It was because the prosecutors care about, you see me have to pause when me see the word there, care about Kartel and his co-accused, why they wanted the case tried on its merit and not simply dismissed on a technicality. So, what do you think about that statement, guys? Do you really believe that they care about Vybz Cartel and the co-accused? And that's why they want the case to be tried, right? Do you believe that? Final arguments in the case are set for Tuesday morning. So right now, it is unclear of what the Court of Appeal is going to deliver. But didn't they try put the case to the Court of Appeal and the Court of Appeal refused to see it. That's why it was sent to the Privy Council. I think that was the situation. Now, don't quote me on that, but I strongly believe that was the situation, that it was sent to the Court of Appeal and they refused. And that's why they went and get permission to bring it to the Privy Council. May I go look into that a little bit more. But I think that was the situation. So this is the last article that is saying Vybz Cartel and the co-accused, the hearing will continue next Tuesday. But me not understand what going on, because I know I read an article where the judge said they were gonna pass today Friday. But no, they had to push it back. I hope they're not pushing it back. So this is my opinion. Let me rephrase that, because I don't want to look like me a text side. I don't know if they're pushing it back because they want but I guess Tuesday was when the judge will give their deliberation or their statements or their conclusion. So based on the fact that the prosecution has given their statements and evidences, whatever evidence they have, and the defendants also gave their statements and evidences, then Tuesday is pretty much the conclusion. So the hearing to determine if dancehall artist Vybz Cartel and his co-appellant will face a retrial has extended. So me know say, I never make it up when me see them say it's not gonna pass Friday. I never make it up. Me did see it in a black and white. I think it was the second or the third day. But based on circumstances, they extended. So that's the word, extended by 1 day. So initially the hearing was expected to end today. However, the matter will continue next Tuesday in the Court of Appeal. It is expected that on Tuesday, defense lawyers will respond to the submissions made. So the lawyers are going to respond again. Well, I don't think they responded before. I think they give I think they submit their affidavit and evidences. And then the prosecution gave their part. So now the defendants, it's like a rebuttal. They are going to respond to the prosecution. It is expected that on Tuesday, defense lawyers will respond to submissions made by the prosecution. So all the things that the prosecution said today and yesterday, they are going to respond to it. And I guess that's the day when the Court of Appeal is going to make their ruling. Meantime, the Court of Appeal made reference to a report from the Supreme Court which outlined the length of time materials and other cases took to be disposed of. So time is a factor. The court has requested that information will guide its decision. The information will guide its decision. The report outlined that the case sent for a retrial over the last 6 years, 2 MURDAR cases have not had dates set, and I said this earlier as well, to be heard. So if they have cases in queue, cases are in queue, what's going to happen to this new case? And then I think the prosecution was saying that, we can make allowance for this case to have priority. So they are coming up with all kind of excuses as to why they think Vybz Cartel and the co-appellant should have a retrial, because they have all these things in place to support their claim for retrial. The lawyers representing Cartel and his co-appellants have given several reasons why the court should set them free. So guys, let me know what you think about this situation. It's very, very tricky. I was excited last night because I sure said today them are gonna make a ruling, but then I heard that they extended the date to next week Tuesday. So I guess the defendant will have more information or more evidence. Me know say for the whole weekend, when he name Isaac Buchanan and the whole team, Sean Stamler and everybody, are gonna make sure that they have their ducks in a row and ready for Tuesday. So basically on Tuesday, this is literally saying that they are going to respond to the prosecution. They're gonna respond, they're gonna defend, they're gonna respond to the submissions made by the prosecution. And the submissions are basically the reasons why they think they want to support a retrial. Alright, I think that's the last article on Vybz Cartel. So guys, let me know what you think about the whole scenario. If I miss anything, I will get back on it tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, remember drop a like and a share and also subscribe. So they're talking about, just a little recap, the constitutional rights being breached, and it was breached from 2011, and it's gonna be more breach if there's a retrial. They also talk about the defense lawyers responding to the information or the arguments that the defendants, that the prosecution gave. And I'm gonna jump to another situation. So that part is the ending of the Vybz Cartel case, right? And I want to look on some scenarios, some things that I see happening in Hanover. This triple MURDER. Oh my God, this is so sad to hear. It said 5 men working at LLED in separate incidents in Hanover yesterday. The latest incident was a triple MURDER. Dead are 23-year-old Maverick Calvin of Johnsontown District. Me know Johnsontown, you know, because you have to pass Johnsontown for going on Lucy. I saw, yeah. Michael Collins of Drew Hill District in Lucy, both in Hanover, and an unidentified man. Another person was wounded in the attack and that occurred at 9 p.m. Police reports are that the men were on construction site in Johnsontown when they were pounced upon by 2 armed men traveling on a motorcycle. The men opened fire at the group before escaping in the air. Oh, Mira, Mr. Menda go play the article from Mira. Me have to jump back in this. Sorry guys. Me have to go play the Mr. Menda go play the article with Fox News. I'm a name member. Wait there. I'm gonna play the Fox News article, guys. I'm not going to hear how it sound. It's sound biased. Let me see if we can find it. And Isaac Buchanan also spoke. Let me see if I can find it, guys. Fox 5. I don't know where it is. I played it earlier though. I played it earlier, but oh, here it is. Fox 5. It's if you don't watch it, you can go watch, but me go play it. But I always like listen to them.
Music icon Vybz Cartel remains behind bars in Jamaica after his murder conviction was overturned earlier this year. A judge was expected to rule on his possible release today, but court was adjourned until next week without a decision.
All right, Fox 5's Lisa Evers joins us live in studio with what his lawyer has to say about these latest developments. Lisa.
So they're gonna hear from Isaac Buchanan what he had to say about the whole situation.
Stephen Natasha, his attorney tells me they had hoped for some resolution by today, but that did not happen. It's been a roller coaster ride for dancehall music superstar Vybz Cartel. The murder conviction that has kept him behind bars for nearly 13 years was overturned in March, yet he is still not free, even though he's not charged with any crime. Now he will...
So they're saying that the way they put it, they're saying that he's still not free, even though he's not charged with any crime, and it's a roller coaster ride for him. I'm cutting in and I'm on gonna talk because this is how I want to do this part, especially because this is Fox 5 content.
Have to wait even longer to learn his fate. This week, attorney Isaac Buchanan took his fight for Adidja Vybz Cartel Palmer's human rights to Jamaica's Court of Appeal. Even though the conviction was thrown out, the British Privy Council gave the Jamaican court the chance to decide on a retrial or outright acquittal, meaning there would be no further prosecution. Attorney Buchanan once again had to argue for his client's freedom before Justice Marvin McDonald Bishop, who kept the focus on constitutional issues.
All right, so basically she's saying that the justice kept the focus on the constitutional issues, and I think that's a good look, especially when this gone international.
Did admit that there were breaches of Mr. Palmer's and his co-defendants' constitutional rights. They attempted to justify the breach, and we received an additional date for next week, Tuesday.
This means the nightmare of imprisonment in what Mr. Buchanan calls a brick oven is still not over for the physically ailing performer. None other than Britain's King Charles signed the order to overturn the conviction in March, but Kartel and his 3 co-accused remain incarcerated in harsh
conditions. So they went ahead and they did a recap. KJ Morgan Wagwan, just to let them know that the conviction was overturned in March 2024.
For Kartel, it's not just his freedom that's at stake, it's his very life that's on the line as he battles heart failure and Graves' disease. It's been an ordeal for his family, says his eldest son, whose dad has been incarcerated for more than half his life.
Right, so they're saying that it takes a toll on the family, and he's not just thinking about freedom, he's thinking about his health and his life, especially because of the diseases that he has. And I think they're gonna hear from Liquor Vibes. Hold on there. Make we continue listen to this article.
Yes, it is very frightening, but the best thing we can do is just pray and be strong,
Attorney Buchanan says he anticipated the arguments by the prosecution and was encouraged by the judge's emphasis on the realities of any further delays in the matter and their unwanted consequences.
The issue that's before the court did make it clear that it has never traversed this matter so intense, and the nature of the investigation or the exercise that they're carrying out. So we're in new territory in terms of how we are treating with the idea of a retrial.
Now, Attorney Buchanan says the decision could come next Tuesday about what the future holds for Kartel and his 3 co-defendants. He said that any questions about the seriousness of Kartel's health issues was put to rest by his doctor, Dr. Karen Phillips, who was emphatic about the risks he's now facing every day just to stay alive. Stephen, Natasha?
All right, thanks, Lisa.
All right, so that's international. So let's see, because they're saying the justice is focusing on the constitutional rights that was breached, and hopefully they will get certain things figured out. I'm not gonna continue any further. Whatever else video I have to do, I'm gonna do it in another video, or probably another live tomorrow, whatever. I'm just gonna focus on this today. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit the like button, smash the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm also gonna drop a link in this video for the ring light that I'm using. I'm gonna drop a link in the video, so if anybody want to buy that for their give it to I think Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. So if you want to do, like, give somebody some technology or whatever for, thank you so much, Yard Man Mama. Me look good, cause I come like some Nancy good. So if you wanna purchase that for your Father's Day, for your father, for Father's Day, or your husband or whoever, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in the comment. My comment? In the description, yeah. I'm gonna drop that in the description. I'm gonna drop a couple links, because I'm a Amazon affiliate, but it's through Amazon. Like whenever you hit the link, you're gonna have to order your stuff from Amazon. but I'm gonna start dropping some links in these videos so that you can be aware of some of the things I'm using. So I've had this ring light for a while. I think I've had it for 3 years and I've not used it. So tonight I said, let me go ahead and pull it out and use it so I can have a better lighting, you know. Yeah, so that's what's up. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm not gonna prolong this thing. It's already 10 o'clock. I started late because I fell asleep earlier today. Yeah, so this is the winding down. We still have another day. That's next Tuesday when we're going to hear the result of the Vybz Cartel case. We're gonna hear it next week, Tuesday. So me definitely are tuning in, and I'm so happy I'm on summer break, so I will be available to kind of be on point with what's going on. So it's next Tuesday. That will be that's when we will hear the verdict. Like the verdict meaning we'll know if there's gonna be a retrial or if there's gonna walk. But basically, what I can say is, based on what the prosecution is arguing, regardless if there's gonna be a retrial or not, then they will allow bail. So why the other day they never allow bail for the people them, but now they're saying that, oh, we can't give him bail, and the other day they refused to give him bail. So I don't know. It's anyway. I'm not sure what time on Tuesday, but I think the whole proceedings start about 9 o'clock Jamaica time or 9:30. So I'll probably try to come live earlier next Tuesday because I probably will be home. I don't have a workshop that day. I have a workshop the day after. So I probably will try to go live earlier instead of waiting so late. But I said tonight I have to do the live because I don't want to wait and have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I want to do this, take care of this today's situation today. So once again, if you're new to the channel, remember, press the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. I want to say thank you for all the new persons who came in. We see a whole lot of new names. So when probably tomorrow or another day when I'm on my computer, then I can look at the analytics and I can kind of shout out some names. I can't see it from my mobile devices, but when I'm on the OBS tomorrow, I can shout out some people. Also, guys, go over my TikTok. I probably go over there in the next probably 20 minutes, play some music and dance, get my little exercise on. So my TikTok, Ladybeofficial, it's public. So if you go over there, you won't have to ask, request, whatever. So follow me on TikTok. My other Facebook, follow me on Facebook, Lady Be Unstoppable. And I also have another page, Jam Girls Journeys to Health. Follow me on those platforms, guys. All right, let me show you. Follow me. Okay, so this is my other page, Lady Be Unstoppable. And this is my other page. If you want to see something about, well, I'm going to say healthy juices, but I still advertise my vlogging on this. But I do have videos with different types. Like this one, it's hi guys, this is what I just made. This is yeah, man, me can dance. Beet carrot juice, ginger. What is the protein there? Yeah, so those are some of the things I have on that channel, Jam Girls Journeys to Health. Those are some of the things. Sometimes I do lives, I cook. Sometimes I cook. I bake sometimes. That's a banana bread. That's a banana bread. Yeah. So anyways, that's what's up. Yeah, follow me on my other platforms. All right. So they should be in the description below. Anyway, me not gonna tarry too long. It's 50 minutes. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I'm not gonna stress you guys about my other teaching channel. That's there right there. So who find it, find it. Who can't find it, I saw you go. So that's what's up. Thank you for checking out the video. I mean the live. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload another video or when I'm live. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, I'm gonna drop some links of some stuff that I use at home in the video so you can you know, purchase it for yourself or for your family or whatever. Some of them mostly gonna be technology wise. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be mostly on the technology side. All right. So thank you guys for watching and have a great evening.